Thank you so much, everyone. So let's get to our Abuja studio now. Interestingly, have 3 people on the set there. Mr. Tunde Imolehin is an APC chieftain, and Mr. Kasim Afegbua is one of the spokespersons of the PDP Presidential Campaign Council. Let me isolate Madam Aisha Yesufu from the conversation between those 2 men. Interestingly, you are serving as a bridge between them, because when the conversation starts between them, they might not look as gentle as it is, because it's going to be hot tonight. Mr. Aisha Yesufu, the Red Card movement has endorsed one of the candidates in this race, presidential candidate. It is not one of the founders, who is Dr. Ezekwesili. And interestingly, they've said that they've moved on.
Good evening, and thank you for having me. What I would like to say is that categorically, the Red Card movement has not endorsed anyone. There's no faction of the Red Card movement. A co-convener decided he was going to endorse a particular candidate, and he had the right to do it in his personal capacity. He had no right to drag the name of the Red Card movement into it. I am a co-convener of Red Card movement. When I decided to support a candidate and campaign for her, what I did, because in the interest of to do away with conflict of interest, I stepped down, as with other colleagues of mine, to go campaign for that particular candidate. The Red Card movement is very categorical in its statement of ensuring that the old politicians are done away with. The old order politician, it is Red Card to APC and PDP, and it's as simple as that. So there is no way, there is no faction, there is no way where Red Card movement has in any way endorsed any candidate, whether it's from the PDP or it's from the APC. As far as we are concerned, we are all about a leader. We are looking for a president who has the 3 C's: competence, character, and capacity. And that's what we are saying to Nigerians. They must ensure that they look out for.
Do you know those faces who said they endorsed the candidate, not the one that you wanted? Do you know them?
Those that, like I did say earlier, it's a co-convener. One of the co-conveners decided that he was going to endorse a candidate. And as a movement, we always say that people have their right, their fundamental human right, to do what they want to do in their personal capacity. But they do not have the right to drag the movement into it, because the movement is founded on basic principles. Principles of Red Card to bad governance, Red Card to APC and PDP. We have been in this country since the inception of our democracy. The same 2 parties we have had the same people who have moved fluidly from one party to the other, and they don't care. It's all about, for them, it's all for their selfish interest. What we are talking about is that we must ensure we have a country where it is leaders, exemplary leaders, who are ready to focus on the issue of Nigerians that are there. So Red Card movement is quite categorical. It is Red Card to APC and PDP. It did not endorse Abubakar Atiku, the PDP Aisha, presidential candidate.
If I may butt in quickly, isn't it interesting that the Red Card movement was categorical about its stance against the PDP and the APC shortly after you left the scene of the Red Card movement platform? Some members of the group are endorsing the same candidates that you said you were going to work against. Do you think anything happened behind the scene?
It is, like I did say earlier, we had some members who didn't have the integrity to do the right thing, just like we did. I campaigned for Dr. Ezekwesili. So in my own way, personal capacity, I endorsed her. But I didn't do it in the capacity of Red Card movement. I did what was right, which was to step down from the leadership. And also, there was an automatic re-entry to go back in. So this particular co-convener decided to do the same thing, which was also to step down. But we have about 10 co-conveners. And even after we stepped down, over 7 of them are still on the mantra of Red Card movement, which is the fact that it is Red Card to APC and PDP. So it is just that sometimes what we have this transactional mindset in Nigeria, where a lot of people, they do not build their own brand. They do not build things. They will try to look into our organization and use that integrity and just hijack it. And I think for me, basically, our politicians should do away with looking for endorsement. You don't need endorsement. What you need to do is to focus on yourself. You need to be there for the people, to be the voice of the people, to be the one who acts for the people. It's not about looking for endorsement here and there.
Because of the conversation of tonight, regarding, apologies again, the issues on the table, the Red Card minister said, not Buhari, not Atiku, not the PDP, not the APC are fit enough to govern this country. That's what the red card movement says. So you're saying categorically
Absolutely.
that those two parties, those two men seated right on your left and your right, are not the ones Nigerians should be looking to.
Absolutely, they are not the ones. Nigeria should look for leaders who have the three C's. Let me even make it 4 C's. Leaders who are competent, who have character capacity, and also are courageous. Leaders who will focus on the issue of Nigeria. We are tired of having the same old other politicians doing the same thing over and over again. Insanity is said to be doing the same thing over again and expecting different results. Nigerians are very good at sitting at home praying to God to make things happen. Well, God give us an opportunity once every 4 years to make a difference. Every Nigerian must come out and ensure that the leader that they vote for those who have those capacity. We should not be voting out of fear. We should be voting out of conviction. It is not about who is most likely to win. It is about who is that exemplary leader that will be able to take Nigeria to where it is. This is the 21st century. We don't have time to keep going the way we're going. We want a leadership that is disruptive, that will ensure that Nigeria takes its place in the fourth revolution.
Well, I like your courage that you are able to sit between these two men and tell them to their faces that their parties are not fit to govern Nigeria. Let me ask them. Let's talk to them now and get their views.
So anything that happens, I'm good to be a referee here.
Interesting. No, but you've taken the fight to them tonight, telling them that their parties are not fit to govern Nigeria. Let me begin with Kasim Afegbua, one of the spokespersons of the PDP. Kasim, you've heard Aisha there. He said, your party, not your candidate, is fit, doesn't have the C's that is required to govern this country. Your views?
So, thank you, Shehu. Incidentally, she's not a presidential candidate. She's a voter. She has the right to own an opinion. She has the right to, decide that she won't vote for any of the candidates of the political parties. I want to believe that the Red Card movement maybe is a pressure group, or it's a movement that seeks to enthrone their own utopian leadership that will not follow an evolutionary process. I believe that Nigerian democracy has to follow an evolutionary process of managing all the internal contradictions in this process to a time that we will get it right. As we speak, the Red Card movement also suffers from internal contradictions. I'm happy that you were making reference to some of their members endorsing some candidates and others not endorsing. And from what she said, 10 co-conveners in an organization or in a movement, to me, appears very unwieldy. What I will expect, or what I would have expected, would be for the Red Card movement to have different departments that will, champion its aspiration, particularly in a manner that everybody will not be claiming to be a boss. There has to be one boss, one captain in the ship, assisted by other lieutenants.
You're giving a free consultancy to Red Card movement, but talk to the issues that she raised about the competency of your candidate and your party. She did say, and she was very blunt about it, that your party and your candidate does not have what it takes to be the Nigeria's president that the people are looking for. Talk to that.
Well, what I said, my response is simple. Well, as of today, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the candidate of the PDP, is set to win February 16, 2019 elections, a matter of 3 days from now. I would rather, appeal to the conscience of Aisha Yesufu to put her vote in the PDP ballot box so that her vote will count and be among those that will collectively ensure that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar wins the election. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has the understanding of this country. He has come with a blueprint of making things better, of taking away from the situation we find ourselves today to something that is more desirable, something that also appealed to the consciences of someone like Aisha Yesufu, because she talked about a Nigeria of 21st century, so that in the final analysis, we will collectively join hands, combine all the centrifugal and centripetal forces together to forge ahead and birth a Nigeria that is solid, that is result-driven, that is utility-driven, and that has the capacity to manage all the internal contradictions of a country.
Let's get Tunde Imolehin to join the conversation
in a manner that will unite
Mr. Afegbua, just
others.
a moment. Let's get Mr. Imolehin to join the conversation. Does your candidate tick the boxes that definitely for Madam Yesufu, your candidate did not, according to her? From your own standpoint, if based on our assessment, it then does mean that there's a problem ahead of Saturday's election for your candidate and your party, is it?
Yeah, thank you very much, for inviting me. First, let me just crave your indulgence. It may not be very correct. It may not be very usual. It may be unusual. But just yesterday in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, we lost some Nigerians, just like we did in Taraba. These are Nigerians who are looking forward to electing people of their choice. I mean, come Saturday and, of course, March 2nd. I'd like to crave your indulgence for maybe a minute silence or maybe 30 seconds and in their honor. May their soul rest in perfect peace. Yes, coming back to what my sister here said, I think she's entitled as a Nigerian to, I mean, she has every right to our own opinion, which she has freely expressed this evening. I remember and I recall vividly when Obi Ezekwesili came up with the idea of red card, including herself. What they said then was that they didn't want to reckon with any party. She's not a leader of a political party, neither is a movement. So I like to reckon with anyone that is competing with us right now. I mean, we in the mode of Elijah Atiku Abubakar. So there are no issues around that. If we have a movement, the movement has to mature to a level of a political party before I can engage you in, I mean, what have you. But talking about courage, it takes a courageous leader to start a government of change. And that's exactly what we had in 2015, when we began to look at how to bring about a new country. I mean, unlike what is happening right now, and I keep telling my friends in PDP that we started what they are thinking about in 2015 because of the poor judgment, poor value of the former government. I mean, talking about the government of Goodluck Jonathan. From there, we came and started the government of change. It was simply because we wanted to get Nigeria working again. We wanted to get Nigeria working again, and we've been doing that for the past 4 years, and we want to continue with the next level of consolidation, the next level of continuity of the good things that we have started.
You also have not spoken to, sorry if I'm aborting, you also have not spoken to the issue. She mentioned 4 C's, and I'm asking, does your candidate tick the boxes that she raised, those issues? I remember Dr. Obi Ezekwesili saying that the candidate of the APC and that of the PDP are more of the same. In fact, she tagged them Butiku. That means Buhari and Atiku. She said they are Siamese twins.
I mean, that was a poor judgment. That was a poor judgment because our candidate is rated because of his personal traits, because of the fact that he has led this country once, and he has come back to lead this country with integrity, with courage, uncommon courage, and he has been doing it despite all the pressure. And he wants to repeat again, because he believes that this country requires a steady approach to progressive development. And that is what we are talking about the next level. And Nigerians have made up their minds that come Saturday, the only person they will vote for is President Muhammadu Buhari to continue the good work he has started. And of course, we remember when these not too young to run people came, young guys. Of course, he was the one that actually admitted that there is a need for the young people to take over from where he stopped. President Buhari is not going to spend more than necessary to, he's not going to spend more than the required tenure to make a difference. He has said that by 2023, after his second term in office, he's going to leave relinquish power for the young ones. It's going to be a new beginning, but he wants to lay a foundation, and that's exactly what is happening right now.
Let's wrap up quickly, and let me get the final words from Aisha Yesufu and Mr. Kasim Afegbua. As it stands right now, Since you don't have a candidate in this election, do you? Because I know you support Dr. Obi Ezekwesili. Do you think any of these men, Buhari and Atiku, could win to Saturday's election? Your take?
Well, for me, basically, I think what has just happened here has said everything. You can see that they refuse to engage on the issues of the 4 C's: competence, character, capacity, and courage. They were all beating about the bush. And that's what we've had. All they engage in is politics of crowd. How many people did we pull at the stadium? And I ask Nigerians, ask yourself, these 2 presidential candidates that they are representing here, how many times have you heard them speak directly to you? Nigerians at this time, we are tired of getting statements from those we voted, from spokesperson on behalf of those we voted for. Even during the elections, they don't come out to speak to you. They send in people to say all sorts of things. The issue is that Nigeria is at a place where it can no longer waste any more of his years. My first son I gave birth to my first one in 1999. Today, he's able to vote. He is 19. Those who were born when this democracy started, they are able to vote right now. I think it is time for us to ensure
let me allow
that Nigeria
Kasim to give us his final words, and that's going to be in 30 seconds. Kasim, what do you see? Green light for you guys on Saturday. 30 seconds, please.
Sure. Let me say something.
No, he called my name.
Okay.
Sorry, I can sympathize with the sentiments of Aisha Yesufu, because Obi Ezekwesili, who was a co-convener of the Red Card movement, has since withdrawn from the race. I'm sure she knows that for you to get political power, you have to engage in a political party. You have to go through the process and ensure that you emerge as a candidate before you canvass for votes. Our candidate has been going around the country talking to people. He has been speaking. He has engaged in interviews. He has interacted with Nigerians. Only today, we just finished discussing and signing a pact with Nigerian youths with respect to the policies and programs that we intend to introduce when we get into office on May 29, 2019. So to that extent, I think it's better. I would rather advise Aisha Yesufu to also devote some interest in the politicking and politics of politics of this country, so that in the final analysis, the Red Card movement can add some level of value in the process.
Yeah. We need to go. We need to go. Thank you so much, gentlemen and lady. Aisha Yesufu of the Red Card movement, Kasimu Afegbua of the PDP, Tunde Imolehin of the APC. Thank you so much, gentlemen and lady. Well, we'll take another break, and when we come back, Ladi and Ijama are standing by to take you through the journey of tonight's show on the coverage of the 2019 elections. Stay with us, everyone.